Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Hello. Okay, so hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Valeria Rivera and I'm with Studying USA. I'll be moderating today's session, TOEFL Live Q&A, all about the TOEFL Test Ready. I am super excited to be here today and I so look forward to speaking with the TOEFL team. I will pass it over to them right now so they can introduce themselves. So Kara, Ryan, why don't you tell us more about who you are and what your role at TOEFL is?
Hi, I'm Ryan from the TOEFL team, and I primarily work with new content and things like this. And we have a special guest today, Kara McWilliams.
Hey everybody, I'm Kara. I am one of the creators of this exciting new platform, TOEFL TestReady, that we're going to talk to you about today. Shout out to the whole team that worked together on this platform, but my primary role is to bring the TOEFL test takers new innovations that can help them succeed on TOEFL, IBT, and beyond.
Wonderful. So thank you so much for that kind introduction. Well, we're so happy, as always, that you guys are joining us today. I see that we have 420 people live right now. That's amazing. Our mission at Studying USA, as you know, is to help connect international students like yourself with your dream schools abroad. If you're required to take an English proficiency exam, you'll want to know all about the TOEFL IBT test. It's accepted by more than 12,500 universities and institutions worldwide. Today's 30-minute session is an amazing opportunity for you to learn more about the TOEFL TestReady, a brand new test prep portal from the creators of TOEFL IBT. So members of the TOEFL team are here to take your questions. So everybody that has questions about what this product is, what it does, why it's so special, we'll be answering them right now. Before we begin, I would like to know how global our audience is. So if you could drop your country's flag emoji in the comments, that would be amazing. I'll start off since I am from El Salvador, and you guys can let me know where you guys are from. We'll take a few more moments before we begin so more people can join. But while we wait, we encourage everybody to submit your questions to the TOEFL team members and we will answer them shortly. If we don't get to your question, please send us a direct message to Studying USA or TOEFL and we'll get to you very shortly. So don't worry, everybody's question is getting answered one way or another.
We're here.
I would mention that Studying USA will be providing one special winner with a $50 Visa gift card. To qualify, please share a highlight from the session to your social media, and the post with the most engagement will get a $50 Visa gift card. So if I were you, I would just stay until the end of the session, just saying, not because I'm biased or anything. But all right, so let's kick things off. Let's right into the Q&A with Kara and Ryan. So to start it off, I'm sure a lot of people back home are wondering, what is TOEFL Test Ready? What does it do? Why is it special? Can you guys please tell me, what is TOEFL Test Ready?
Sure. So TOEFL TestReady is a really innovative new platform that brings all of a TOEFL test taker's test preparation together in one place. And that's only one of the exciting parts of the platform. This is an AI-powered solution that uses AI to make sure that we can generate insights that help test takers reach their goals more efficiently so they know exactly where they should be preparing. But also, we have research that shows that if users use the products inside of TestReady, they will improve their scores on IBT. So in addition to there being all of this new test prep in one platform together, we provide really important personalized insights to help people meet their goals.
There's really something for everybody, whether you're new to TOEFL IBT and you're taking the test for the first time, or you're coming back to IBT, say you want a higher score in the speaking section for a TA position. TOEFL TestReady can help you with both.
Amazing.
And we know that.
Yeah, go ahead.
We know that test takers don't have much time. They're doing a lot of things. And so preparing is another thing they have to do, which is why we help them with these personalized insights, focus their practice on the areas where we know we can help them improve their scores.
No, that's totally amazing. I love how personalized this product is. You know, as a test taker, you don't really know sometimes what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. So it really sounds like this product lets you know exactly what you need to work on. However, let's take a step back and focus a little bit on the students that maybe have not taken TOEFL yet, or they're just getting started in their studying. Can you please let me know what sets this product apart from previously available prep materials?
Sure. So I'll get started, and Ryan, please
Sure.
hop in. One of the things that I think is so exciting, and Ryan mentioned this, is that there's something for everybody inside of TestReady. But particularly for test takers who might be new to TOEFL, we have a free personalized study plan. So if a test taker goes into TestReady and answers a few questions, a free plan is provided for them. This gives them a personalized journey around which of the prep products they should take at which points as they're preparing. And what's great is that there are these new products inside of TestReady. So if a user wants to focus on specific question types on TOEFL that they've been trying to master, they can leverage focused practice. Or if a test taker wants to get really deep feedback on their speaking scores, so they can improve their speaking scores, they can use section practice, which gives really granular feedback. So I think what really sets TestReady apart, both from prep products that TOEFL has been providing previously, but also other prep products in the market, is one, the choice that test takers have for how they should prepare. Two, the guidance that the makers of the test give test takers as they're preparing for the test. And three, again, as we said, those personalized insights. But Ryan, I'd love to hear from you what you think sets TestReady apart.
I really like the new focus practice offering. I mean, if you know you're having trouble with one question type, say the writing for an academic discussion question, or a certain, you're having trouble with some of the reading questions, like you can just really dive into that and just focus on that one and just grind away at it and you can see the improvement as you go. And then, yeah, I just like, it's all in one place. It's comprehensive. In the past, things were kind of here and there and everywhere, and now you can store all your prep in one place. You can purchase new prep. You can launch everything in this portal. It's just, I think it's a huge upgrade. I think it's a bit of a game changer. And of course, we have all of our free offerings are still in there.
And
Yeah.
what's really cool is the dynamic way that we can show test takers that they're improving over time. So there is an insights portal that actually tracks their progress over time as they're preparing. And the more content that a test taker engages with inside of TestReady, the more the AI algorithms underneath the platform can provide those personalized recommendations so that they can watch themselves improve even more over time.
And that's cool. I don't think anybody else is offering that right now.
No, it definitely sounds amazing. And just so the audience knows, I am learning about this product as you guys are learning it. So I'm very fascinated by it. And I really, going off of what Ryan said right now, I really want to know more about what sets this product apart from your competitors. Because I'm sure that a lot of people have, been doing their research and they have a few brands in mind for to prepare for their tests. So can you please tell us about what makes you stand out?
I think, yeah, as Kara has said, like the heart and soul of TOEFL TestReady are these insights and this personalized performance feedback. I mean, elsewhere, you'll maybe take a practice test or answer some practice questions, and you just get, was I right or was I wrong? But here, with these offerings in TOEFL TestReady, I mean, you get all sorts of insights, and are you developing? Are you demonstrating? Are you, how's your rhythm? How's your pronunciation? How's your topic development? Your grammar? There's so many insights on so many different elements of your skills. You really know, what you're strong at, what you're not so strong at, and it helps guide you and focus you on,
Mm-hmm.
you can improve more efficiently and more effectively in whatever amount of time you have.
The other thing I think that is interesting that sets us apart from competitors is that often test providers offer a lot of free content to users. And this is really important because especially at TOEFL, where we really focus on equity equity among our test takers, free content is important to us. So like our competitors, we're providing a lot of free content inside of TestReady. There's the free personalized prep plan, as I mentioned. There's always a free full test that test takers can take.
Mm-hmm.
We've also added a feature called free activity of the day. So every day that a test taker logs into TestReady, there'll be a new complete activity that they can engage in, all 4 skills, and they can get scored. So like our competitors, we're providing all of that free content, but what really sets us apart is, like we said, all of the engagement in that free content and the content that's there for as paid products are really being leveraged to help elevate test takers to their best proficiency and to their highest score through the feedback we can give them.
Wow, it sounds like an amazing product. I need to say that. So going back to like the previous test materials, I know some people like myself, for example, I come from a little bit more of the old school TOEFL IBT. Do you still have access to the old prep materials on the website? Oh,
Yep, absolutely. So, as Ryan said, what we've done is we've taken all of the prep that was available for TOEFL that individuals are used to practicing with, and we've brought that all in one place in TestReady. We've also brought all of the free content that was available on ets.org, for example, and we have brought that free content. So, for example, the free writing items are now inside of TestReady, so that test takers haven't lost anything. Everything is now just more convenient in one place for them. Would you say, Ryan?
Yeah, and we did that when it's in TestReady. We can give you those insights, that feedback, where we couldn't do that before outside of the portal.
yeah.
And yeah, and if you have used TOEFL Go, you can log into TOEFL TestReady with your TOEFL Go credentials. You can use your TOEFL account credentials and jump right in.
Yeah. I, I love that feature of bringing everything together, having access to everything in one place, especially when you're applying to schools. You really underestimate how much time and how scattered your mind will be between, standardized tests, the English proficiency, actual applications. So the easier it is for you guys watching us right now, the more thankful you will be. I speak from experience, so amazing. Can you please tell us about where I can access or where we can all access this new product?
Yep. So it's on TOEFLTestReady.org. And as Ryan said, anyone who has previously accessed TOEFL Go can use their credentials to log in to TOEFLTestReady.org. Or if you've previously created a TOEFL account, either to register before or to purchase test prep before, those credentials can be used in the same place as well. Because as we said, we wanted to make sure that data from all of the places that a test taker is engaging with is brought into that portal. So by engaging the same credentials for TOEFL TestReady, we're now able to see all of those insights together.
And it's
Perfect.
free to create an account if you haven't created one yet. So yeah, you can hop right in, you can explore and check things out and see what's available and judge for yourself. We hope you like it.
One of the other things we heard from test takers is that they'd really like tips on how to improve specific question types in all 4 skills. So one of the other really cool things that's available inside of TOEFL TestReady are tips at the question level for how to approach different questions and how to improve on them.
All right. So
That's one of the things I like is not only will it tell you like, oh, your pronunciation isn't so great, but it gives you tips to improve your pronunciation specifically. So it's not just like, here's a problem, it's here's a solution that goes with it.
Yeah, I love that.
stressful part of the exam for all of us, right? We're all so self-conscious about our pronunciation. Like, am I enunciating right? So I love that. But before we move on to the next question, I would like to remind our audience, I love the engagement that I'm seeing in the comments, by the way. Keep that going. Keep telling us about where you're watching this from, your experience with TOEFL. But as a reminder, you can ask us any questions that you have about this product that we haven't answered, and we'll get to those. If not during this live, we'll get to you directly in direct messages. So having said that, this is probably the most popular question that we get, and you'll agree with me in a second, but when should students start to prepare for the TOEFL exam?
We like to say, give yourself at least 3 months. Don't cram. People like to cram. Don't cram. Give yourself time. Even if you've gone to an English speaking school, you still need time to learn how to navigate the test, the instructions, the structure. And yeah, give yourself time. Don't stress yourself out. And yeah, I mean, as Kara mentioned, we have these study plans, and they can help kind of plot out and schedule your preparation.
And the other thing that's really great with these new products that are in TOEFL TestReady is that we've really created them so that there is something to help everyone along that what we suggest to be a 12-week journey. We engage with language learning experts, with learning scientists to understand what those products should look like. And so what we're seeing is that products like focused practice and section practice are really great to start with when you're about 12 weeks out. Those products are really giving that deep feedback about things like pronunciation and how to improve. And it's really around skill building. And as test takers get closer to test day, we then have section tests where if they just want to practice the speaking section, for example, and get a score there. And then right before test day, they might want the actual experience to orient themselves with exactly what that experience is going to look like, and they can take a full mock test. So we really tried to set up the different products that we're offering in TestReady to really support test takers everywhere they are on their journey leading up to test day.
Yeah, that's amazing. So we're talking about the 12-week plan. However, I know that with everyday life, especially if you're a busy student, you know, you're involved in sports and extracurriculars and all these things, there might be days that you might not be able to, you know, stick to the 12-week plan. So well, you mentioned this earlier, but can we talk about a little bit about the activity of the day? What is that about?
Yeah, so we know that test takers, in some cases, like you said, are incredibly busy, are on the go, don't have a couple of hours to sit down and kind of really focus on their practice. Other days they do, but we want to make sure there's something for everybody every day. So the free activity of the day is every day that a test taker logs into TestReady, they'll see their streak, how many days they've been in TestReady, and next to their streak, they'll see the free activity of the day. This activity rotates among the 4 skills. So one day it might be a writing activity, one day it might be speaking, reading, or listening. When we say activity, it's a full activity set. So if it's a reading passage, it's the passage and all of the questions that come with the passage. And then we provide users with their score, what they would have gotten on the estimated score they would have gotten on that item. So it really does provide a nice boost every day if people only have a few minutes that they want to be able to practice. But what we know is that that boost every day will really help people continue to improve, which is why we have them challenged to continue their streak in TestReady.
And yeah, the activity of the day is free. It's a nice little daily challenge, and it's from all four skill sections. So maybe you've been going really hard into the speaking or the writing. The activity of the day lets you switch it up a little bit. You know, a little bit of reading or a little bit of listening and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it makes sure that you practice every single
Right,
area of
keeps
the exam.
you well rounded.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've already talked about this a little bit, but can you please go a little bit more in depth into how TestReady creates a tailored study plan for students?
Yep, absolutely. So there are 2 ways that I think we really tailor a preparation plan for students. The first is, as we said, through the personalized study plan. We call these boosts. Now, the great point that you made is that not everybody has 12 weeks to prep. In some cases, test takers are thinking, oh, I need to take this test in just a couple of weeks. And so when a test taker logs into TestReady, they can share with us how long they have until they're going to take their test, what skill they're most confident in, what skill they think they need a little more support in, and a few other pieces of information. Based on that information they provide us, they're then able to download an interactive PDF personalized study plan that sets them up for the exact amount of time they have until their test and walks them through not only the prep products they should engage in, but tips along the way and what they should be doing at that point in their journey, regardless of how much time they have. So that's the personalized prep plan. The other way that we really personalize for test takers is through our recommender engines or our recommendations. As folks in the platform are engaging with various content, and the more they engage, the more we'll understand about their strengths and gaps, they get dynamic recommendations that pop up in the platform and say, oh, it looks like your reading scores have been decreasing recently. You should try some focused practice in reading. And so it is personalized to that person's journey, and it's dynamic. So it changes as they're progressing.
It really does sound like you TOEFL has come up with a way to give every student a personal tutor that, you know, makes you stick to a schedule and gives you exactly what you need and makes you see your strengths and weaknesses. So absolutely, I love that. Speaking about the personal tutor, can you please tell me more about what kind of personalized insights can students expect from TOEFL TestReady?
Sure. Well, one thing I want to note, and I think Ryan will agree with me, is that the team that built TOEFL TestReady spent a lot of time talking to test takers, both test takers who had taken TOEFL before and those who are taking it again, are those who are preparing for it. And what we heard is kind of what Ryan was saying before. They want to understand their score. They want to understand, you know, how they might do. But really what they want is to understand how to improve. And so when folks engage with products like section practice or focused practice, those have the deepest insights. So for speaking, for example, which is one we know that everyone's always trying to improve on, if an individual completes a speaking activity, they can then play back their response. They can listen to an exemplar response that would get a great score on TOEFL. They can compare those responses. But then we break down the feedback that we provide into feature levels. What that means are things like speech rate, pronunciation, fluency, all of the things that contribute to their speaking score. We then give them a measure or a score on each of those features, and then we provide them information on those features, how to practice or improve those features so they can enhance their overall score. We really want to give test takers agency with how much feedback they get. So they can keep it at just the score level, or they can continue to drill in deeper and deeper for how they can improve. Do you add anything to that, Ryan?
I just think it's really cool. I mean, I like, we call them the lollipops.
Oh, I love the lollipops.
The lollipops will show you how you're doing in the different categories. But it's just, I've learned a lot about my English proficiency taking some of this practice. It's really in depth, and it's really, I just think it's like, I've never seen anything like it before.
And it's definitely the feedback that we're getting from TestReady users is that the lollipops are one of their favorite parts. So shout out Stefan and Shiano, is really one of their favorite parts to the solution. But there are insights, I think, across all 4 skills. And
Right.
like you said, I've improved my TOEFL score as I've been helping to develop this platform based on the feedback and insights that we've been receiving. But what's been so awesome, I think, is the response from everyone that has used it. We've engaged with people, and they're just so thankful for how they've been able to improve their scores based on those feedback and insights that they're getting.
And just build that confidence for test day. You feel more prepared. You feel like you're ready. You know, I mean, hence the name. But you feel, what we've been hearing is that, you know, test takers are feeling more confident. They're feeling more prepared, and like they're ready to go in and do their best. They're not as stressed out and not as anxious and that sort of thing.
And that's really asked for in a test prep material course, you know. Most of the time, a lot of our anxiety kind of sabotages us when we're taking the test. So it's amazing to hear about a tool that's helping students feel more confident in their own skills. And even if you have to take it again, most people will, I think. So don't feel awful about yourselves. Just try again. But yeah, it's amazing that this tool is giving students now so many ways to feel ready to take the exam.
And I think that is you make such a great point about kind of anxiety and confidence and all of this. I think one of our biggest focuses with TOEFL is really reducing that anxiety and improving confidence. Even thinking back to during TOEFL optimization, when we optimized the test itself, it was really about making the experience better for test takers, providing them more confidence. And it's the same thing, I think, with TestReady. We really want to elevate test takers to feel as confident to perform their best on test day. And it's just really cool to hear from users of the platform that it's really helping them.
Right. I mean, that's why everyone's here, right? To show these universities and institutions what you can do and show your best. And we want to help elevate you and make you comfortable where you can really show your skills.
Absolutely. The last question that I have for you guys before we move on to the live questions. So if you have questions, don't lose patience because we're getting to you. But can you please tell us a little bit more or explain to us how the the process tracker works?
Sure. So the progress tracker is really about helping test takers understand how they're progressing over time against their goal of the score that they want to receive on TOEFL, and helping them understand where those specific places that they should continue to focus are. What happens is any of the content that a test taker engages with in TOEFL, or in fact, if they've taken TOEFL IBT in the past, even that score comes into TestReady. And it really shows from all of the engagement with TOEFL that a test taker has had, how they're progressing over time, where there might be some dips, where there are some real strengths. And again, our goal there is that we know test takers don't have a lot of time. They have a lot going on in their lives. So we want to make sure that the time that they're preparing is focused in the areas that they need it, and the progress tracker helps them do that.
Brian, do you have anything to add?
Oh man, you're putting me on the spot here. No, it's just as you engage more and more, not only you see your trends, how you're trending, but the TOEFL Test Ready, as Kara said earlier, like can really step in and help guide you to, strengthen your weak points, if you will.
Because it's not only at the skill level. A lot of people think the insights are only at kind of the section level or the skill level. But for example, with speaking, the trend lines also drill into the question types. So let's test takers see which of the two speaking questions they're doing really well in, and maybe they need some more support in, and then could help them maybe get that focused practice that you were talking about before, if it's only one of the question types. So again, we're really trying to give test takers all the information they need to take action for their preparation and really have the agency to understand how they should be preparing.
Yeah, and just optimize their skills.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So the time has come for you guys to get answered your questions. So friendly reminder, I know that a lot of questions have already popped in the chat. I love you guys for that. Please keep it going if you have more questions. If we don't get to yours, send us Studying USA or TOEFL a direct message with the question that you want answered, and we will get to you. So one way or another, your question is being answered. No one is getting left behind. That being said, the first question that we have today is, what tips do you have for non-native English speakers in the speaking and listening section? Will my accent be a problem?
No, your accent won't be a problem. We use a mix of human raters and AI, and human raters have heard all sorts of accents. So just focus on your pronunciation and your rhythm and all of those elements that Kara's discussed. But your accent doesn't matter, no.
Amazing. Also, a little tip from a former test taker. Try to speak a little bit slower, because I know when I get really nervous, I speak really quickly, and I don't enunciate as well when I speak very quickly. So try to calm yourself a little bit, tap your leg. That's what I do when I'm really nervous and just trying to calm myself down. Anything that would just like diffuse that anxiety and speak a little bit slower than you would. That really helped me on test day.
And also what we heard is the feature that I mentioned where test takers can play their responses back to them in TOEFL Test Ready has really helped them be aware of kind of how,
Yeah.
I mean, I speak way too fast.
Yeah.
So it really helps them be aware of kind of how fast they're speaking or their how they're enunciating. So that replay feature may not seem like a big thing, but we're finding that test takers really find it helpful with exactly what you were just mentioning. And I love the idea of tapping your
And I guess you can actually play that back for an instructor or a fluent friend or a tutor and get some feedback there as well.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. So the next question that we have is, are there any free materials?
Yes, there are tons of free materials. I'm so glad that that is something that was asked. Of course, as we've talked about, there is the free activity of the day, which changes every day. It rotates throughout the month. There's also the free full practice test. And there's also the free personalized plan. But a good point that Ryan's making is that access to the platform itself is actually free. And there's so much good free information, all these tips that we've been talking about. The tips are at the kind of item level. So when we hear people ask, how do I improve in the reading section? The platform actually breaks down each of the reading question types and gives specific tips. This plan is so annoying. It gives specific tips on how to, yeah, on how to improve on those questions. So there's a ton of free content available for test takers.
Yeah, I love that. It sounds super flexible to people's time, budget needs, everything. So the next question that we have is, what are the most important tips for each section and how can TestReady help?
Well, TestReady's full of them. If you want specific hints and tips and on each of the 4 sections, TestReady can offer that to you. All sorts of, I like even in the study plan, there's tips for things outside of TOEFL TestReady, just how you can practice your English by listening to podcasts or watching television shows with the subtitles on,
Yeah.
and things like that. It's not just, ETS and TOEFL focused
But
tips.
the other thing that I think is really important, I mean, the tips are great. I am so impressed with the tips we have both in the personalized study plan and on the platform. But I can't emphasize enough how important the personalized feedback is. It's really once a test taker starts engaging with a writing item, for example, and then sees that feedback that they get, those are the tips that are really going to help them improve. The general tips are great, but that specific feedback is what I think will really elevate our test takers.
Yeah, right. Because if you don't know what the problem is, how do you fix it?
Exactly.
Right?
And everyone has different areas where they have really great strengths and places where they should improve. And I think that's what TestReady does.
Yeah.
Well.
And the general feedback is also very helpful when you get it started, right? But once you're in test preparation, you start to realize, oh, like I'm not scoring as well as I should be or want to in reading. Why is that? And you don't really know that unless you have, someone telling you, actually, this is what you are lacking or this is wrong.
Valeria, it's funny you bring that up, because even with in the reading section, for instance, like not only do we give you the right and wrong answers, but we explain why that answer was right or wrong. So you get a little more pretty much everywhere.
And I think that those rationales, Ryan, what you're saying, when even if a test taker gets the item right, there's information about why the item was right. That helps develop additional skills as well, even if they're not going to see the same exact question on the assessment.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing to hear. I wish I would have had that when I was taking TOEFL, really. The next question that we have from our audience is, how soon should I use TOEFL TestReady to prepare for my exam?
I think this goes back to what we were talking about before. Our recommendation is to try to get in there about 12 weeks before you are going to take your exam and download that personalized study plan. But start with the free full test. I really suggest that helps as a diagnosis. Go in, take that full free test, see where you are, and then that helps you create that path to move along the way. So 12 weeks if we can, but as we know, everyone's schedules are different.
Right.
So if you can't, get in there and just let us know how long you have until test day inside of that personalized prep plan, and we'll help figure out where you should go from there.
And like we said, it's free to create your account, so it's free to just hop in there and explore and look around, and come back later. But yeah, you can get started anytime. The sooner the better. Remember, give yourself time to get your scores and send your scores and all that stuff too.
And don't cram. That's not the way to develop.
It's never good to cram. Okay, so the next question that we have is, do I need a QWERRTY keyboard for I guess so for the at home, or is an ASCII keyboard okay? I've never said these words in my life, so I'm sorry if I mispronounce it.
That's a Kara question.
Oh,
can we? Do you need a QWERTY keyboard for?
You do not. No,
okay.
For TOEFL TestReady, you do not need a QWERTY keyboard.
That's so specific. But good to know. Okay, so the next question is TOEFL TestReady the best way to start my TOEFL study preparation?
Of course, it is. Yes. Again, like we've said, there is so much inside of TOEFL TestReady. There's something for everyone. We really wanted to make sure that all types of test takers, whether they're just thinking about TOEFL or they have TOEFL coming up in a couple of days or a couple of weeks, there's something there for them. So I would really suggest hopping in there and checking it out, as Ryan said.
Yeah, I mean, no matter where you are in your prep journey, No matter what your budget, there's something for everyone, and we want to help you show your best and earn your best score.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the last question that we'll be answering. I know that we're a little bit over time right now, but the last question is, can I use TOEFL TestReady on my phone?
Great question. So TOEFL TestReady is accessible on mobile devices, as are many of the features inside of TOEFL TestReady. The free products are available are accessible on the phone. Section practice, focus practice, section test. The one product inside of TOEFL TestReady that is not available on the phone is the full mock test. We want to make sure that the full mock test orients the test taker to the experience that they will expect on test day. So you can purchase that product on your phone, but that's not accessible on mobile. But everything else in TestReady is accessible on mobile, and the whole platform is.
Right. The TOEFL practice online, the TPO tests they're intended to simulate a true, TOEFL test taking experience more so than some of the other prep offerings.
Okay, we have one more question that is really important, I think, before we finish the live. So just kidding about the last question. Anyway,
we're excited so many people have questions.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I love all the engagement in the comments. Keep it going, guys. Okay, so the last question is TOEFL TestReady available for teachers?
Great question. TOEFL TestReady is available for everyone. And I will say, since we released TOEFL TestReady, I've heard from a lot of teachers how great it is to be able to use this platform with their students. Because it's free to create an account for anyone, what we're seeing is teachers are going in there, exploring the platform, exploring the content that's available, and then asking their students to create free accounts and really engaging with them in all of the content that's available on the platform. So the short answer is yes, it is absolutely available for teachers. We've gotten great response from teachers who have been using it with their students. So I think it's really exciting that more people are asking. I don't know if you've heard from teachers or even.
I have not heard from teachers. No, I don't. All the teachers I know have retired, but but outside of TOEFL TestReady, teachers might also be interested in. We have a new 40-minute sample of the TOEFL test that. If you're maybe checking out the different options, you can try a 40-minute shorter sample of our under 2-hour full test, or if you're a teacher instructor and you want to do that with your class, that's something that's free and on our website ets.org.
Wonderful. Okay, well, Kara, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today. I know that a lot of people in the comments are really disappointed because we didn't get to your question. We're sorry, we ran out of time. However, send us a direct message to either Study in the USA or the TOEFL team, and we will get back to you sooner or later. You will get your question answered, so nobody's getting left behind.
And Gloria and Ryan, thank you so much for having me. I hope that I can come back again to talk about TestReady.
Here.
I know that we
first special guest.
Yeah, that's exciting. But I'd love to come back anytime to talk about the exciting platform and all the new
we
stuff.
might have to do another.
That would be cool.
We get a lot of questions.
I think people want more, so I think we'll have to do another one. But for related resources to TOEFL and studying abroad, please check out TOEFL and Studying USA's website, and be sure to follow both TOEFL and Studying USA here on Instagram, so you get to know when the next live session is coming. You need to keep yourself updated. Anyway, so good luck to everybody in your study abroad journey, taking the TOEFL test. I hope you score the best possible score possible. And yeah, with that being said, goodbye. Bye. Thank you, guys.